Bitcoin is currently breaking down from this huge rising wedge formation on the daily time frame, so we could see another huge crash coming in the coming days. But we are also on this huge horizontal support level, so this could also be a very good indication that we are seeing a bounce from this level. So as you can see, there are multiple possible scenarios for Bitcoin, and I will discuss everything with you in this video. I will also have a look at the two altcoins Vechain and XRP, because they are also showing a lot of interesting price action. Later in the video I will also have a look at the Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETFs, and there's a lot of interesting data coming into the markets. So watch this video all the way to the end, don't forget to like the video, and let's dive right into the charts. Yesterday I've been discussing this falling wedge formation on the 1 hour time frame for Bitcoin, and we saw beautiful price compression unfolding with multiple touch points on the top side as resistance and also on the lower side as support. And with yesterday evening we fell down below this huge support area, so this is looking very bearish of course. We can now see a little bit of a bottom forming, but for now I expect that Bitcoin will retest its previous support as resistance, and from there we could maybe see a bearish retest for Bitcoin. And this could also be a very interesting place to take a short trade on the market, because I think in the shorter time frame we could potentially see more downside from here for Bitcoin. And also on the daily time frame I was telling you about this huge rising wedge formation with multiple touch points on the top side as resistance and also on the lower side as support. And this huge rising wedge formation is a typical bearish bias pattern, as I told you earlier in my videos. And now we're seeing a breakdown of this huge support area to the downside, so this is a bearish breakdown of course. But potentially we could see a retest of this previous support to turn it into resistance and then aim for lower targets. So this could be a bearish move for Bitcoin in the coming days. But of course we want to see that Bitcoin is going to create a fake out and invalidate this breakdown of this rising wedge formation, and eventually we want to see this top side getting hit of course. But for now we are breaking down and we can see a beautiful confirmation of the breakdown. So I expect that we're going to see a retest and then we have to aim for lower prices. And the breakdown target of this formation will be the lower side of the formation, and that will be around the $53,000. So we could also potentially see a lot of bearishness coming into the markets. And yesterday the Bitcoin ETFs had another very bearish day. We saw an outflow of $30.6 million, so this is a little bit more bearish. And of course there are still 2 days left for the US markets to buy more Bitcoin. So let's see if the Bitcoin ETFs can end the week strong, because we want to see more bullish price action coming into the market. And Bitcoin is almost at this total cumulative inflow of $20 billion. So this is insane of course. And this is all since the start of the January 5th of this year. And if we then have a look at the Ethereum ETFs, we see that we are not trading anything. And that is just like on Monday, we didn't trade anything. And on Tuesday, we saw an outflow of $8.1 million. So this was a little bit more bearish. So let's see if Ethereum can also see a little bit of a strong end of this week. So we saw a lot of bearish formations for Bitcoin, but of course there's also a bullish scenario possible. We can see Bitcoin is still in this uptrend on the daily time frame after this huge downtrend. And now we are seeing this trend reversal happening, and Bitcoin is currently back at this huge support around the $60,500, and we bounced from it already a little bit. So let's see if Bitcoin can just create a higher low and higher high, and after that we can just continue the bullish momentum to the top side. But of course there's also a bearish scenario, and that means that we're going to break below the 60,500 level, and then we are going to see a bearish move again, because then we will go from an uptrend to a downtrend, and this is of course very bearish. So let's see if Bitcoin can just continue the bullish uptrend to the top side and just create a higher low at this place. And also on the chart with this huge horizontal support and resistance levels, we can see a beautiful rejection from this $64,000 level, and this was a little bit too strong for now. So we are coming back to the $60,500 just like I expected. And this huge horizontal support is very interesting to see, because we see a lot of interesting price interactions in the past of Bitcoin. And we are once again seeing the support is holding strong, and we are seeing already a little bit of a bounce. So let's see if Bitcoin can bounce back to the top side and come back to the $64,000. Because if we see a breakdown, then we have to aim for lower levels, and then the first big support will be around the $58,000. So let's see if Bitcoin can just see a little bit of a bounce today and come back to this next big resistance on the top side. And if we're going to break this resistance to the top side, then the first big resistance will be around the $66,000, and that will also be confluent with a lot of interaction of the price for Bitcoin in the past. But for now, we are at this huge support level, so let's see what happens for Bitcoin in the coming day. And a very interesting model I want to have a look at is the Bitcoin stock to flow model. We can see this is the Plan B model, and a lot of people are familiar with this chart. And every time we can see these cycles happening with a median price. And currently we are almost breaking out at the median price if we look at historical data. So after a sideways consolidation, just like we saw in the past cycles, there will be a very big spike to the top side. And the median price of the next cycle, according to this chart, will be around the $435,000. So that's of course a very insane target. But that was also what we're saying here, because the median price of this cycle was around the $50,000. So we could potentially see another 10x from here, and that of course will be very bullish. But for now we have to be a little bit patient because we are still in this consolidation formation. And if we then have a look at the chart, we can see that every time Bitcoin touched this huge resistance area on the top side, because it was confluent with the last all-time high of the cycle, we are currently at the same situation, and we are consolidating at this beautiful resistance area because it's confluent with the last all-time high. And for now we are expecting this huge exponential move to the top side because we didn't see it yet. Because in the last cycles we saw this huge spike to the top side after a big consolidation around the previous all-time high. So let's see if we can see another exponential move for Bitcoin in the coming months. And the S&P 500 yesterday made a new all-time high, and this is looking very bullish. And just like I expected, we broke the beautiful resistance on the top side, and then I expected that we're going to see a retest of the previous all-time high to turn it into support. And from there we are seeing a bounce to the top side, and that's just exactly what I was predicting. So for now, I think Bitcoin will follow the footsteps very soon of the stock market, because we are seeing all-time highs occurring on the charts. And also gold is having a very beautiful run to the top side. So I believe Bitcoin will be next. And the first interesting altcoin I want to have a look at is XRP. We can see XRP is currently in this huge consolidation formation with multiple resistance areas on the top side. And we can also see this upward sloping support trend line for XRP on the daily time frame. And eventually this formation will come to an apex, which will squeeze the price of XRP, and we will see a huge breakout. And we're seeing this beautiful uptrend on the lower side. So let's see if we can continue this uptrend and maybe see a breakout of this formation to the top side. And that of course will have a very bullish effect on the price of XRP. And if we then have a look at XRP on the weekly time frame, we can see that XRP is in this formation for already 149 weeks. And this is the biggest consolidation ever in crypto. We can see a huge resistance trend line unfolding and also an upward sloping support line. And last week we saw a huge breakout, but then we saw a fake out, and now we're back in this formation. So let's see if XRP can eventually see another break to the top side and then an exponential move. And then the breakout target of this formation will be confluent with the top side, and that will be around the 96 cents. So this could be a very interesting trade for XRP to make. And let's see what will happen for XRP in the coming weeks. And another very interesting altcoin I want to have a look at is Vechain. We can see Vechain was in this huge falling wedge formation on the daily time frame. We can see multiple touch points on the top side as resistance, and also on the lower side we can see a lot of touch points as support. And also these huge horizontal levels were coming into play, and these acted as resistance and support. And after the breakout we saw a beautiful pump to the top side, but then this resistance was a little bit too strong and we saw a rejection back to the support. And now the support is holding strong. So let's see if Vechain can hold this huge horizontal support level, and if it does, we can maybe see a spike to the top side again, and then we come back to this next big resistance, which we will need to break to the top side to create more bullish momentum to the top side. But after the breakout of this falling wedge, the breakout target of the formation will be around the 52 cents, and that's of course very bullish for Vechain. And from the point of breakout, that's more than a 100% increase, so this is a potential very interesting trade to make. So let's see what will happen for Vechain in the coming weeks, and let me know in the comments if you still hold Vechain in your portfolio and what your thoughts about Vechain are. Please give a like if you find the video useful, follow me on my other socials, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.